just give us a little grace. We pulled this together sort of at the last minute, and we're being very transparent and letting anyone who wants to watch. Normally, you have to be a supporting member to watch or participate in our quarterly meetings, but it's a chance for anybody to have a look. Normally we sort of take roll, and we do that actually in the comments, so we can go back and figure that out from here too, but it's great. It looks like we have 21 people in here already, so that's awesome. I will officially gavel it, call it to order, and actually the very first thing we do is put Darcy on the hot seat and her to just recap quickly. Did you get my email about the, okay, perfect. She's just going to fill us in. Our last meeting was actually in January. We missed an April meeting. Things have been super crazy and busy, but we're here now.
Yeah. All right. So details from, once again, this meeting was held January 25th at 7 Eastern time. So I'm going to go over some of the information that was covered in that meeting. So we had 20 that attended live, and at the time we had 32 aspiring breeders, 6 certified breeders, and 43 supporting members. Let's see. Then we had the reading of the minutes, which Stacy will fit in for me. Thank you, Stacy. There were no objections, and those were approved. Keith read our treasury report. So just to go over what was reported in January. Again, we missed the April meeting, this was quite a while ago, but at the time we had $5,947.57 in the Hermit House account. That came from membership funds of $38.08, several different fundraisers. We have the Bonfire t-shirt fundraiser. Looks like many of us supporting that today. So yes, there we
go. That'll do.
And the new one, yes, CrabCon. Yep, that was the new one that was added. Yes.
Also supports Hermit House.
So that was $683.10. Then we also had the Amber Roof Ornament fundraiser, which was round 2, by the way, in January. And so it was $254.94 from that. And then we had the Stacy Bolt Breeder Feeder Packs. I don't know if there's official word.
That's a great name. Yeah, that's great. Breeder Feeder.
Yep. And so we had $100 from the sales of those. And then CrabCon 2023 silent auction fundraiser funds came in for $1,407.32. There's a donation by Vanessa Pike Russell for $4. And then there was the breeder 10% commission from Mary Akers for $120. And at the time, there were no cost outlays, so there was nothing to report there. And then I'm just going to cover 2 of the announcements that were shared during that meeting. And I believe Mary's going to kind of talk about follow up on a lot of the other things that we discussed during the meeting. So we thought we wouldn't repeat twice. So she'll cover all that in this meeting. But 2 announcements to share. One, we just wanted to say a huge thank you to some volunteers, Kayla Evans, for tracking spawns and letting us know the spawn date, the species, and also the location that took place. Kayla Dixon as a Hermit House and CrabCon intern, working on a lot of social media and marketing type things under the mentorship of Christine Sandberg. And then also Allison Brandt, who is working to connect people that had spawns, whether expected or unexpected, that weren't able to raise them, connecting them with the aspiring breeders so that we can have more people with attempts and making those connections, kind of relieving Mary of that, which was really nice. And then the other announcement was that the Osley Breeding Group currently has 11 aspiring breeders that are, I think there's 15 aspiring breeders, but 11 that are attempting at the time. And of those 11, there were 16 attempts made between them. Jody, and I didn't get a last name, but Jody brought 7 to land in her first attempt and 6 to land in the second attempt. So
they're doing amazing things. They're really taking off. They had their own session too, that if anybody wants to catch up, it's in the replays and you can watch what when they were taught. They're talking. I mean, now they have to start thinking about adopting, right? They haven't had enough at this point to adopt out until now. So they're having to do all the things we had to learn to do, and we're there to help them. Thank you, Darcy. Does anybody have any additions to the minutes? Are the minutes accepted?
Accepted.
Woohoo! All right. Next, Keith is our treasurer, and he is going to. We're not going to give you everything. We're trying to keep the meeting to a half hour so we can stay on schedule. But he's going to give you some of the big hits and outlays and income and where I don't even know what the total is. I haven't even looked, so I'm excited. Drum roll.
Okay, so as of today, the current balance in the Hermit House account is $6,504.77. So as Mary said, we're just going to go over a few of the expenses, mainly conference related, seems relevant. So for Sticker Mule, for the pins and temporary tattoos, $267. 4 imprint bags, $945.58. Text Magic, $120. Ring Central, 7 for 7 months, $1,165.50. And I think at some point, Mary, you'll go into some of the craziness
absolutely.
with those costs. We're still tabulating the full cost of the conference as it's ongoing and everything, but there's kind of a bit of a highlight. And of course, we're trying to make enough for next year's conference. So keep in mind, every bit in the silent auction helps. The T-shirts, every ticket, all of that helps us for next year to put on the conference again. And another last cool highlight, thanks to donations to Hermit House, Mary was able to get the new Creasel, which came at a cost of $480. Beautiful. I'm very excited to see that up and running and what it looks like.
Yeah, me too. I don't really know how it's going to work. I got to tinker with it, but it's here to be tinkered with. And I only got one because I was going to get 2 because I thought we saved on shipping, but they charge you the exact same amount no matter how many you ship because they're already prepackaged and everything. So the board will talk at some point about maybe getting another 1 or another 2 for a couple of our other breeders to try out. It arrived in like 3 days. I thought from Korea I was going to have to wait, a month, but so it arrived safe and sound, beautifully packaged. So I think that's a great addition for us if we can experiment with it and try to figure out
absolutely
how to use it. Sorry, I interrupted you, but you were done, right?
I was.
Good. Whew. Yes. So that was our financials. We are over 6,000 in the bank, which is awesome. And we keep CrabCon separate, bank account wise from Hermit House. They are, however, linked. That's one of our announcements. In talks with the accountant that helps me manage all this, he suggested that Hermit House should actually be the owner of CrabCon. CrabCon existed before Hermit House, so I wasn't able to do that at its inception, right? But now that we have Hermit House as an official nonprofit, if they can own CrabCon, then CrabCon doesn't have to pay income tax. And last year we paid about $4,000 in income tax just for our sales, our tickets on our sales. So I said that backwards, just for taxes on our ticket sales. So we will save $4,000 this year because we made that happen. I hired the board approved it, and I hired a lawyer to transfer officially the ownership of CrabCon, which had been to me because I started it so long ago. And so now Hermit House owns it, which will help CrabCon a lot. And I just think it's going to be a real nice solution. It's like Susan J. Komen Foundation owns the Race for the Cure, right? So or Habitat for Humanity owns the sleeping out thing, I can't, for the homeless. So it works. It's an official thing. I'm still sort of trying to understand it, but it's a good move for us, and we're done with that. That was completed. In somewhat urgent news, if anyone in the Houston area is looking to learn to raise Zoe, Jamie Hurd, one of our aspiring breeders who's been trying for several years and doing really well, had a spawn overnight. So she has Zoe in her pool, but she was hit by the hurricane, and they're doing cleanup, and she can't possibly raise them or even ship them, I believe. But if you are a Hermit House aspiring breeder, it's in the Zulip chat. She will take she will take messages there if anyone can do it. Obviously, it would need to happen within a day or two, but that's available, and that'd be great. The other announcements, Darcy kind of covered. Kayla Edmonds is tracking spawns as a data point for us. Kayla Dixon has been doing a ton of stuff for the conference as part of her degree in media relations or marketing. Allison Brandt has agreed to help us with shipping Zoe, which I think is going to be great. If you didn't watch it, you can go back to replays where we have the thing where we talked about shipping Zoe. And we're taking suggestions for how to make that even more seamless and simplified. Kim Strickland definitely needs a shout out. She's on our board of directors. She was unable to be here today, but she's done so much to help make CrabCon a success this year. Man, goodness, she's just gone out of her way. She helped us with the pet store initiative. She helped us with the reach out to the Girl Scout outreach, sent hundreds of emails to Girl Scout troops all around the country. She used her connections with Virginia Tech to get tickets for the veterinary students to attend so they can learn from us. She helped with the ticket promotions. She did some social media stuff. Like, she's just done a bunch of things. Jeff Songster, our awesome prize guy, deserves a huge shout out as usual. That's a really big undertaking that he does with a lot of moving parts, and occasionally a cog gets out of place, but for the most part he does a really amazing job making that all work. Christine Sandberg once again headed up our marketing and social media for the conference. She also helped train some of the volunteers who were willing to help us make social media posts, like Marcy Ramus. She did a ton of work behind the scenes, just happy to do it. Kept saying, what else you got? Give me something else. She did all the speaker announcements that you saw on all our platforms. Amanda Vreeland made some awesome videos. That's her specialty as a volunteer. She created the Bang, Bang, Bang t-shirt promotion, if you saw that, and a couple of other things. She helped Maureen Mahaney get her shop video prepared and ready. Just generally, just so many people saying, how can I help? And I'm learning, right? Younger, I guess it would be younger Mary would have said, I got it, it's okay. Or it takes too long to think of some of, ways people can help. Well, that's ridiculous. So, and Stacy and Christine, everybody, we're all sort of helping to get more people involved. Hunter Smith made a ton of, he did all the vendor shout outs. He works with the giveaways. He works in silent auction. He's still doing that. So all of that is wonderful. And I just want to say, here and now probably is as good a place as any. One of the reasons this is so important is my husband has been diagnosed with Parkinson's. And we are reeling from that, looking to the future, trying to figure out what that means, how much time I will have as his primary caregiver to work on these other pet wonderful projects that I love. So all of that's ongoing. He's doing well right now. But everybody's diagnosis with that disease is different. So we just don't know. So the more people that can help, I really appreciate it. Older business, we have, we changed our membership to be subscription, which I think was a really smart decision. I don't remember who suggested it, but now you get a reminder. You can still opt out, but at least you get the reminder. You're not going to get bumped off every year without knowing that you forgot to pay your dues, because it'll come and you can stop at any time. And the dues for supporting members, $12 a year, $1 a month. Ridiculous. Ridiculously good. So we do have a lot of supporting members, a lot more than, I forgot to get those numbers when I heard Darcy read them. They have gone up. We have had a lot more members, but I don't have that in front of me, so I can't crow over it, but it's better. Yay. Let's see. These are things I already talked about. Oh, we're still looking for someone who is comfortable reaching out to larger corporations on behalf of Hermit House to solicit donations to support our breeding efforts. I think we have a pretty solid platform, nothing to be ashamed of, plenty to crow about. They should get on board. They should. We're changing the way hermit crabs are seen, valued, sold eventually. They should jump on this ship if they want to be, doing the right thing. We're looking for places that can either give us a discount on Instant Ocean or donate it. That's probably our biggest expense, mine anyway, right now, the way I do it. Biggest ongoing expense. Also the foods, that we have. Stacy Bolt's list is wonderful, and I would like I'm looking for someone who is willing to package that up into small packets that are labeled, like Stacy did. Maybe I haven't asked her. She might do it again. But if not, let me know. We would buy the foods and ship them to you, and buy the bags and ship them to you. And you would need to label them and put them in packets for our aspiring breeders. We do sell them, but we sell them for, it's like, I don't know, Keith, how many foods is it? 15?
At least, I think maybe 18 or 19. It's a pretty good size.
Yeah. And if you went and bought each one of those in a big can that you don't need, you'd spend $150. So $20 for the size that you need to get you through several breeding seasons is a steal. And it all goes back into Hermit House. So it's, we're keeping it going. Number 6 here was, we did not get any C. clypeatus to land for the past 2 years, except Stacy Bolt's got about a dozen, and she kept them in the breeding program, so their genes would be there. So they didn't get adopted out. But in this tank right here, it's a success. It's not a lot. I have 5 on land and 2 in the water still that haven't come out yet, but are not dying either. So I'm giving them their space. So we might have 7. And it's the first one. My crabs haven't even spawned yet. Personally, I needed that confidence boost, which is why I accepted those from Lana nearby. And I'm very relieved to know that I can still do it, even though 7 isn't going to make a huge difference. It made a difference to me and my psyche. So that's good news. Another announcement is that our old business, the Australian members who bought a all access ticket were given the swag. They have to pay so much in fees, in conversion fees, They don't get the full swag because I can't send them food. So they just got this leftover swag pieces that were non-agricultural, and as a thank you, because they're doing great things. And, we want to support them. We want to keep us all under the same umbrella if we can. There are brothers and sisters in arms, mostly sisters. Sorry, Keith. We're glad you're with us. So that was done. That was a board decision. I think it's a great one. The AAR piece still has not shown up. I don't know. The Radio Lab piece took 3 years to air, so whatever. I'm gonna let them be producers, like let them be crabs. Yeah, and that's all for old business. Does anybody have any other old business that I forgot?
I don't.
I'll look in probably, but I can't remember. The new business, fairly important. We have been so successful with CrabCon. Yay! Ring Central is forcing us to upgrade because we have so many, we have above the threshold of attendees for the cheapest plan. So our upgrade is now going to be $5,000 a year, which is a lot, which helps people understand that the conference is not something we just put on for fun, for free on Facebook. It's not one of those deals. With it will come a lot of perks. From our tickets up to now, Ring Central has taken 10% of the cost from us, from our earnings. Now it will be 2%. So more tickets, more profit. We have the ability to add 10 organizers now for free. I used to have to pay $99 for everyone other than me who was helping. So I think in balance, it's probably going to be not that much more. And we can do branding and publicity and, all sorts of things that were not available to us before. So I took it to the board. It happened this week. They were like, boom, dropping it on me. The board responded immediately. Thank you. And we got it done. So we are upgraded. And that also means we can use it as much as we want because there's no limit on attendees. So we can have a Christmas party on here. We can we can do whatever we feel like organizing. We have our Hermit House meetings on here. We have our Lycos Board of Directors meetings on here. So it's not a bad thing necessarily. It was just sort of a shock, CrabCon week, to have to deal with that.
And shout out to you for figuring out all the tech support issues they foisted on us.
Oh my goodness, I was furious. I was livid 2 nights in a row at 1 a.m. because they're based in the UK, right? So we had trouble, and the trouble always happened. I'd wake up, I'd be like, I'll just check in. I'll see how things are going. But we're good. Yeah, thank you, Stacy. I am not an IT person, but I play one on TV. So. And I think that's it. The CrabCon t-shirts are still available. The Hermit House t-shirts are still available. That is our most reliable fundraising source that costs us nothing. They ship them out, they track it, they do everything. It's seamless. They just deposit the money in our account, and they're beautiful, soft, wonderful t-shirts and hoodies. So if you like them, please buy them. We buy them too. We're not getting them free. We're all supporting Hermit House and CrabCon that way too.
To help promote the conference. One of my coworkers is so blown away that I do this. He's like, for real, buy me a t-shirt and I will wear that everywhere. So I ordered him a t-shirt.
Yeah, all my family has them. Here's your present.
Yeah. And the silent auction, please support the silent auction.
Definitely. That's huge. I really want to bid on a rug from Mike for Hermit House. I would love to do that. I mean, I would pay. I wouldn't. Hermit House wouldn't pay, but I got to see what it's up to now.
Hermit House logo rug.
Wouldn't that be gorgeous? I mean, look, Darcy designed this whole amazing thing. And that it was Allie Ho implemented it, put it in. I mean, it's so pretty. It's so pretty, Darcy. You done good.
It's so perfect. It's like
and imaginative and sciencey and factual.
Right.
It was a group effort. Started with your own art, your original artwork. So.
That's true. I have a little thumbnail in there, which is great. It's all of us. It takes a colony. Yeah. So I'm going to officially conclude the meeting. Everyone can stay on camera. Everyone can talk, laugh, do whatever you want. We can look and see if there's questions we didn't answer, but the official gavel is going down. Thank you for attending our meeting and supporting us and being interested. Look at all the confetti. All right, I'm just going to look. Did you guys, I talked the whole time. Did you guys have anything you wanted to add that I missed or?
I don't think so.
What are we doing? We're doing so much. There's so many things happening. I must have missed something.
It's hard to keep track.
Yeah.
It really is.
It is just been busy.
Has breeding season started? I mean, are there spawns out? Who's currently raising?
Yeah, well, I have the one from 50 days. These are 50 days old, and 2 are still not out of the water yet. But yeah, so those were Lana, and that's me. That's in Virginia. And then Jamie has hers now. She said hers are late this year. Yeah. And I remember that. She was more like May, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have just now started to see mating behavior in mine. And yeah, I think it may be late for several people. And I had that Lila spawn from your sweet girl, Darcy, but I was unable to. I don't know what I did wrong. But I got my mojo back. It's going to be fine.
She'll
we had one in
another one.
New Jersey, right? I think he was unable. It was the day before.
Oh yeah, Michael.
Where he was going on vacation and wasn't able to ship them out. But
yeah, that's right. And he was ready. And Hunter thought his E was carrying eggs, and got prepared. But then I think she probably dropped them. Stacy Bolts donated her very vigorous mating E's to me too, Darcy. So they're in there now with, I always want to call Monica the female, but I know it was, I might have to rename them because I can't remember.
Any activity?
Gunther,
Yeah, and it confused me as well, yeah.
Have you had any activity from the Ruggies?
No, but they have been, well, I've had a lot of activity. I have never seen them mate. But they have mated multiple times. Did you see them mating too, or did you just see the spawns?
So I actually did one day catch them trying, and so I sat and watched them, and then they quit. I'm like, come on, you guys.
I think they're private.
Yeah, we're not doing, not with you watching. So lots of him coupling her and messing with her, but then she either wasn't ready or whatever, or they didn't like me watching and they stopped.
Yeah. Did you load Christina?
I did. I'm going to go double check that it worked. So
thank you. Yeah, last year the Ruggies, after after Stacy brought them to me at CrabCon, they spawned August 1st last year. So, but then didn't you say? Did I say Darcy? Stacy? Did you say Stacy? They spawned once before you brought them, or she came with eggs or something? What?
She definitely came with eggs, and she may have spawned once before also. They are 3 times a year for sure spawners, but have always spawned incorrectly for me, either in the freshwater or on the sand. But yeah, usually three spawns or 3 clutches of eggs a year easily.
Real hard time keeping that saltwater clean with the straws. They're especially dirty. I change it every 2 weeks, probably.
Yeah,
I
they're
change it out.
messy crap.
They love to go in there and unload their poo. And I don't know if you've noticed, but it starts like that, right? But when it hits the water and soaks for a while, you get like this 10-inch, was it like compressed like an accordion? And then it's, I don't know, and it goes everywhere. So I actually siphon out now the poo when I see it, just to give me a few more days, Yeah, I love an informal event too, Keith. We should do that. Just hang out. Say hi.
Yeah.
Keep our community close.
Definitely.
Did you see that Monica invited us all to go on a field trip to San Salvador?
Did I? Yeah.
Fun.
What time is it? Let's go. That'd be awesome. We got to keep that channel open for sure.
Yeah.
She's smart too. She does a ton of unusual research. Like she doesn't, as far as I could understand from from creeping on her online, she does a lot of really niche research projects, and they're not like, I mean, I'm sure they're related, but they're not on the surface obviously related, and super interesting. Yeah. She might even be watching now. If you are, thank you. It was a great talk. We've had so many great talks today. And I guess Christine's is now running, so maybe we should go
support our Christine.
Support our Christine, who's doing great things. All right. Thank you all for coming. We will, in a half hour, we will be doing a Taming the Sea thing about specifically raising Zoe. And Keith and Darcy and I will all be in that. So we'll just go get a drink and watch Christine, and we'll see whoever's interested back at 2:30.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you, everyone.
That's good.